What's up, everybody? This is Ernie, your realist for hire, and I'm here bringing you the video for it's the first hour episode, part 1 for Dead Island Riptide. And just considering the fact you haven't played the previous Dead Island, we're gonna go ahead and pick somebody new. On the previous Dead Island, I was more of a Sam B guy. Yeah, I was more into the blunt weapons and sledgehammers and crowbars and nailed baseball bats and hammers and shit like that. So that was kind of more my play style. And since my boy Quidgy uses, he's more prone to use Xian, so I don't usually duplicate characters other people in my group play, because we're playing together, so it's kind of better to have diversity. So typically, this will be my boy all day long, but we're not gonna do that. We're actually gonna try out the new character because he brings a little something interesting to the plate. As you can see, he's got since they added weapon learning skills in this game, and since he has no general type like between sharp weapons and blunt weapons, like how you have Shan and the Sam B, and he has no particular place other than hand-to-hand combat, so he can kind of use blunt and sharp, so he's got faster learning, weapon learning skills. And then you also have he has a chance to have area attacks during his fury. He's got more powerful special weapon attacks, and the guy actually has a little bit more survivability, so we're just gonna run with him and call it a day, really.
The Japanese here in World War II married a local girl. My father was native.
I mean, we can get into all this, but I mean, we're just doing the first hour. We're gonna run right through this. We're gonna go straight to the new game.
I wanted to follow in their footsteps. I wanted to be a soldier and protect and defend this country against all enemies.
Oh, yeah. Now this is, I've never used this guy before, apparently.
Always followed orders.
Apparently we get to pick a few things. Because, I mean, I've already started this game. I actually imported my Sam B from the previous game over at level 50. And it was pretty much a blast. Now, I will go ahead and say this. Go ahead and know now, you can import your character, but don't get too excited, because those of you that have weapons like Zed's Demise or the developer mod weapons, don't get too excited, because those don't carry over with you. I've yet to see any legendary weapons yet. At the point I'm at in the game, I've only gotten about 30% of the way in with Sam B, so like I said, I'm just kind of scratching the surface. But I mean, so far so good. Everything's looking nice on that.
Fight is not over.
But let's see.
John Moore.
Okay, so basically what this is, you can pretty much pick, because I want to say you started like at level 17 or something like that, level 15 maybe. I'm not sure exactly. But we're gonna go ahead and customize, because we don't want to be generic. Let's just go ahead and do that. We don't want to... I'm sure I'm probably doing this the ass backwards way, but
I'm going to tell you about the worst bloody holiday ever. I was at the Royal Palms Resort on Benoit.
And I'm going to go ahead and skip this, because this is basically a cutscene to get you caught back up on Dead Island. If you really want to know what happens in Dead Island, and this is pretty much... That's a good way to get that information, but also at the same time... I would even go as far as say, just play Dead Island. I mean, it's a really fun game, but if you don't want to go back and waste that time, I totally understand. You can totally watch this at the very beginning of the game. It'll tell you everything you need to know. And like I said, I don't know, you pretty much get a good jumping off point with this game. I mean, the story of Dead Island was not the strongest point of the game, so it was really the combat and the cooperative gameplay that really sold it. The characters were bland. They didn't really have a whole lot of personality. The majority of them were stereotypes. Sam B, Shan, and Perna. Logan was just a typical American. He sounded kind of redneckish, but I mean, they didn't really do anything to make him seem stereotypical. I mean, other than he just had a country accent.
Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Hardy.
Which, that's still here.
We just need to be sure you don't pose a threat.
We no threat. The threat's on Benoit. You have any idea what's happening back there?
We have an idea. We're hoping you can help us fill in the details. Especially her.
You keep the hell away from her.
Frank Serpo. I should have guessed. Are you the one in charge of this clusterfuck? Watch yourself with this guy. This freak would sell out his own mother. If he had one.
Take the immune down to the lab. The 2 others will come with me.
Lab?
Hey, do we look like goddamn guinea pigs
I'm a
to you?
citizen of the USA, man. I got motherfucking rights.
Back off, Serpo. But just stay out of it.
What the fuck, man?
Don't do that again. 1 less immune won't make any difference. Now take him to the lab.
You may have command over Palanai, but on this ship, I'm in charge and I have my orders.
Your orders are to follow my orders, Colonel. Would you like me to call your superiors?
Somebody tell me what the fuck is going on here.
And just kind of a quick little interjection. I just want to say, I always thought it was really weird when I first booted this one up, and they kind of throw in some of these new characters. And they introduce a lot of new characters in this game that were not present in the original title. And I felt kind of gypped that they only gave you 1 new character for this game. I get it, it's not like a full-on sequel. It's just barely more than a full-on expansion. It really kind of rides that line in between, but I thought it was kind of weird that there were some characters in there I thought were really cool who kind of stick around with you through the later parts of the game. Like, why can't I play that dude?
I've already administered 3 doses.
So how much longer? You said we'd have results by now.
Sir, this is uncharted territory. We'll need another day at least.
Just be careful. We don't want him dying on us.
What about the native woman, Yerima?
That's a more complicated case. She's being taken to another location.
Don't worry. I'm keeping a close eye.
Oh, God. My head.
What the hell happened? Motherfuckers drugged us.
Who are you?
Hey, we're talking to you. I'm nobody, really.
You've been bitten. How long has it been?
Long enough. I guess it doesn't affect me.
So you immune too?
So it seems.
What? They plant you here to spy on us?
Right, that's why I'm beat to shit like this. It's all part of my cover.
So, they tested you too?
Yeah. I'm guessing they're trying to figure out why we're all immune to
How'd
this.
you get here?
I was a soldier before the shit hit the fan. Part of a huge humanitarian search and rescue operation. And then that civilian arrived.
Serpo.
Right. Suddenly, the military was no longer in charge, and the rescue operation was called off.
So what are they up to?
All I know is there's a naval blockade around the entire archipelago. No one's allowed in or out. Whatever the fuck is going on, there's nothing to do with humanitarian efforts. That's pretty clear.
Christ, I'm still woozy from these bloody drugs.
Now, first thing most people are probably going to to harp on about this game is that it is not the best looking game. I mean, it still looks good for next gen, for a current generation title rather. But I mean, it just, I've heard so many people bitch, moan, and fucking complain about how, it looks, graphics aren't amazing. They're not ultra super duper top tier.
Looks like the crew already
whatever. And it's just like, dude, really, it's I don't know. That's not what this game's about. And yeah, the story is pretty damn dumb. I mean, not even say it's dumb, because that's to imply that there is a story in place in the first place. It's really just more that the story's non-existent. And there's been a few games that have come out over the last maybe 2 or 3 years that I've played that have, you know, kind of followed, you know, that mold where the story's just not even really there. Like, usually you'll have tons of people who sit there and be like, oh, Skyrim's the greatest game ever. Dark Souls is the greatest game ever. But if you really sit down and think about it, there's really not a lot of story. The story is pretty lackluster in those games. And this is really no different. It's just that this one's more of a straightforward game. Let's go ahead and pick up that weak crowbar. Not a weapon I would normally keep in my arsenal, but since we're just starting out, it kind of helps to have this. But I mean, like lately I played a lot of games like this and Dragon's Dogma, even Borderlands and Borderlands 2, which I mean are great games and do have a story, but the story is incredibly secondary. I would even go as far as to say tertiary compared to what they're trying to do with the gameplay. And see, that's the thing that's the most important. To me, it's all about the gameplay. And you can have a lackluster story as long as you have some good, solid gameplay to back it up. And that's what this game has. It has good, solid gameplay, and it's a co-op game. So, hell, you really can't beat that. I mean, anybody that's listened to the podcast on Liberated Syndication knows that if there's one thing I'm a stickler for, it's it's just that. It's gameplay. If you're gonna lack in one area, you got to make up for it in spades in the other, and that's exactly what they do. So, all that being said, oh shit! I thought I could have missed it. But no. And when I played the game originally, I just kind of sat there as this was all going on. I was wondering if maybe I could like dodge that, but apparently I didn't make it in time. But yeah, like you say, a lot of the same things in there. A lot of people complain, saying, "Oh, nothing's different, just the same game with a fresh coat of paint." And not really. I mean, if you played Dead Island to any degree, and I've talked to a lot of people who absolutely, positively hate the original Dead Island. And, I mean, I get it if you hate the game because you don't like the gameplay. You hate the game because you don't like the fact that there is absolutely no story whatsoever in the game. I totally get that. But I've met a lot of people who hate the game purely because they didn't explore the gameplay mechanics. So they just wrote the game off based on that. Like, I've had friends and coworkers and family members who play this game who's been like, "This game's fucking stupid, man. Man, fucking weapons are weak as shit and can't do anything." And it's just like, okay, I totally get it. You're jaded by the fact that this game doesn't use guns the way that it does in Left 4 Dead. And I get that. I totally get that. If you want Left 4 Dead, go fucking play Left 4 Dead. That's kind of, that's always kind of been my response. But I've met so many people who have hated it, and it's just like, but when I say, "Oh, well, dude, why weren't you using the modded weapons?" You're like, "There's modded weapons?" And I've even talked to some people who play on Xbox 360 who cheat and use the hacked modded weapons, which to me just defeats the purpose of the game. But hey, look, to each their own. But we got some brass knucks, and this is what this guy is all about. So we're gonna switch over to the brass knucks and call it a day. Do you feel me? So how about we get rid of that baton? Oh, snap, that requires level 16. We're not quite there yet, so let's go ahead and put that back. I got a little excited. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and spread these skill points. I mean, we are sitting on some skill points. Let's go ahead and get these out the way, because it's no wonder that we are absolutely behind on everything and feel so weak. Let's see here. Let's see. Boom. Let's go ahead and upgrade that combat, because combat is what we came to the game for. Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and work this over, because I really want to say that for this guy, I mean, this is pretty much what he's in the game for, is to give you that opportunity to use what was in the last game, but more effectively. There was no hand-to-hand combat element whatsoever in the game. It was there, but it was really just kind of slapdash. Let's go ahead and boost some of this up. And we're gonna do that, but let's also give this guy some survivability, because God only knows. Matter of fact, let's get this lock picking out of the way now, because my God, you really do not want to be caught unawares in this game without any kind of lock picking skills, because there's chests all over the place, and that's one of the big changes they made to this game, was that they completely upgraded the chest system, where you will find way more higher level and by proxy better weapons than what you would just find laying on the street, which was something that I hate to get on Borderlands about this, but that was one of those things that was in Borderlands 1, and you almost always found better weapons in the chest than what you would actually find, you know, maybe say, just laying about. See, look, dependable brass knuckles right there. Borderlands 2 changed that, where you really just kind of were, you know, you were better off just farming for a special weapon rather than even bothering wasting your time opening a chest, which is something I hope they get. Maybe they'll patch that, because I mean, they really didn't get back to that in that game. But I mean, we're not going to spend any time really talking about that, because I mean, this is for Dead Island. But I mean, if you've played the previous games to any limited degree, you will, even to a medium degree, you will notice all the changes that they have put forward in this game. I mean, it's evident. It's right there. I'm just saying, if the hand-to-hand is still as weak without the brass nuts. But no,
Then I break something else.
But yeah, I mean, you will notice that, I mean, they changed that the weapons don't lose their durability. Well, they don't lose their durability quite as quickly as they did in the previous game. And they also, some of the enemy types, back it up, some of the enemy types are not, they're not quite as vulnerable as they used to be. They've actually upgraded them to where they pretty much can hang with you. I mean, even the thugs from the previous game, they have an extended reach now. These guys, well, wait a minute, because I kind of want to get this inventory straight. Now that we can use these brass knucks, I kind of want to get on that, but we can use the dependable. Oh wait, no, still. Thought I had some level 16 knucks. Maybe I was mistaken. My bad. One more level. That's okay, those will be there in just a minute anyway. Yeah, I mean, the thugs have way greater reach than what they used to have. The floaters, it used to be the floaters you could actually damage pretty well, even using a basic melee weapon of any weapon type. It's just that they didn't do a whole lot of damage to them. Now in this particular game, if you use any weapon other than like an electric modded weapon, you're pretty much wasting your time, unless you have your weapon your actual individual weapon skill type at a higher level. But even still, they want you using electric modded weapons on floaters. It's a non-negotiable at this particular point. And then when you get away from that, then you have to deal with the fact that they brought back the butchers. The butchers actually are not they're vicious, but they're not cool. I mean, they're more or less the same, unless you come across some of the named zombies. And yes, that's right, they have named zombies, which are basically, think, like if you're an MMO guy, or you play stuff like Diablo, Borderlands, things of that nature, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say named enemy. And that's basically, it's a regular enemy type, just like, you know, what you are used to seeing in any other part of the game. It's just that they have a name, which means they are tougher, more durable, more powerful than their normal, Joe Blow counterparts. Yeah, which is kind of a refreshing thing to see in these games. Because, I mean, you pretty much just face the same old zombies. I mean, they still have multiple zombie types. And they've even added one or two new types of zombies to the game. But even still, I mean, it would get old after a while. So they threw that in there to kind of give you a little extra something to work for. Kind of think of them, I mean, don't even think of them as a raid boss. Just think of them as a more specialized version of a zombie you've already faced. One of the butchers I fought was, his name was Ogre, and that motherfucker was no joke. You know, I went against, there was a thug, I want to say, his name was Mr. Dead. I don't know why, but it was. Even saw another one named Killer, and they were way more durable, way higher level, and just all around, just way more trouble to deal with than, say, oh, that crowbar's going to shit. But I mean, you know, you start really picking up on, what these guys are all about. When you really get in the game, you start realizing, man, dude, these guys are way more, I mean, they're way tougher. They're way more durable. And you will probably have issues fighting them. Another thing you might notice, too, if you play the game, zombies don't drown anymore. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's water pretty much everywhere. So I want to say they probably thought, I mean, obviously it was kind of a silly thing anyway that zombies could drown, since they really don't have to breathe. But, okay, beating that ass. And, let's go ahead and activate this Fury, because I kind of want to see what this is all. Okay, so he whips out his staff and basically goes to town on your ass. Okay, cool. I can totally give it that. I can totally give that program. But, yeah, just, it was kind of stupid. I mean, zombie would drown. It made no sense. It kind of, I have a huge well, a very deep well that consists of nothing but pure suspension of disbelief. And even for myself, I was kind of like, dude, I don't know about that. That makes no sense. And as you can see, now my blunt weapons are upgraded. Let's go ahead and climb up here. And, like I said, I want to say, oh, well, got that level up. Alright, let's go ahead and lay some hands on that situation, because, let's see, let's do that. Let's go ahead and upgrade some of this. Actually, I'm going to take that damage increase, and on the next go-around, we're going to throw it on the puncher, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll be using some of these, let's see here, where are we at now? Okay, so now we can actually use these dependable brass knucks, and we're going to use throw the weak spike brass knucks on as well, because, yeah, I want to see, whoa, shit. I want to see what the fuss is with this and these new, for lack of a better way to put it, these new character types and or character weapon types. So let's see what happens here. And yeah, you do get guns more early in this game than what you did in the previous one. But don't get too excited about it. I mean, they're stronger to be sure, but they're still fairly weak against the zombies. I mean, you do need to, oh shit, get up on it, there you go, that's more like it. And boom. Yeah, I mean, you still want to stick with hitting them with the shit you're normally hitting them with, and when I say that, I'm sure I have plenty of tired ass fucking weapons that have no purpose being in my inventory at the moment, but there we go. But yeah, I mean, just so many little nuances about this game have been changed, tweaked, reworked. I mean, however you want to put it. And that cat just got done in. And I want to say there's multiple ways to get around here, but I don't think I've gotten there yet. Let's see. Let's travel a little further down. I want to say there's a ladder that we're going to get to here in a minute. And yeah, there's the infected again, just like we had before in the previous game. Boom! Put him down. I love it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you just have to play the game to see those nuances, those changes to the game that would otherwise go unnoticed to the casual observer. Oh shit. They're a little less down for my shenanigans at the moment. But like I said, you're still pretty much scavenging, so if you're running by garbage cans, backpack, things of that nature, all that's still there. Oh shit, didn't see you. There we go. Getting those criticals, man, that's what I'm talking about. And what I think I'm gonna do, just to show the disparity between starting out a character at lower level and going through this game, and going through this game with a character who has been through the ropes of the first game, just so you can kind of see what's in store for you. And oh, Macho Man Randy Savage, shades of Macho Man, I love it. Every game should allow you to just drop an elbow on somebody. I mean, that's just something I've decided. There you go, drop kick. A favorite from the previous game for me. But no, like I was saying, just I think in part 2, what I'm going to do, because we're getting pretty close to the. Skip that. I don't really feel like fucking with it. We're going to go ahead and get us right to the point where we're going to pretty much be done with the prologue of this game, because this is really nothing. This is the part you play to get you used to the mechanics of the game. That's really all it is. But I think what we're going to do, we're actually going to do first hour version with this character, and then first hour version with the other character, just to kind of give you that, like I said, just so you can see, because you kind of have to be there. You kind of have to see it first.
We're on a collision course. We have to get to the bridge.
Yeah, we've got another problem.
And this is one of those things that's kind of rare. I mean, because in the first game, you were pretty much on your own the entirety of the time you're playing the game. And this one, they actually give you a few moments where you get to work with other people. And I thought that was pretty cool, too. I mean, like I say, you're still on your own. Let's, please believe that. But, there we go. As you can see, the Suiciders are still around. And like I said, you do get access to weaponry. Remember, let's go ahead and bust this. Let's go ahead and bust this out because I got a feeling we're going to need it in just a second. Let's go ahead and put it on this cat daddy. And like I said, you get those guns way early on, and like I said, they are a lot more effective than what they were in the previous game for those that bitched and moaned about it. But please believe me when I tell you, you don't want to rely on them. I mean, like I said, they work, and when they work, they work well. You don't want to be stuck relying on them. And like I said, especially at higher levels, because right now, this is a lower level. There's really nothing to it. So, I mean, it may appear as though I'm running roughshod all over these guys, you know, with this assault rifle, but that is actually not the case. I actually played through this with Sam B, importing him in and him coming in level 50. And I mean, like I said, my guns were higher level scaled to me and everything, just like in the previous game. And they worked better, but I noticed some guns at higher level worked better than others. And case in point, if you had a shotgun, and you can get up off me, sir. Oh, wait a minute, we are out. We are out of ammo, so let's go ahead and rock this health, because we need it. But I mean, it's like I said, you will find yourself. Oh, my reach was a lot longer than what it was. But I mean, you'll find yourself in dire straits using guns, especially if you're not using permanent. Permanent, I mean, yeah, with her, it's way more viable. Just like in the first game, only more so. In this one, it's way more viable to just go ahead and rock those guns with her. And now you guys are about to see what I mean when I say name zombies, because I'm going to say, yep, there's one right there. And he's kind of a, it's really weird, he's really just a walker. It's almost like he is a cross between a walker and a thug. And we're just going to hold him down over there. I don't really feel like dealing with his shenanigans, as it were. There we go. Let's pop this open for the military boys. And I want to say pretty much at this point we're kind of fucked, and this is kind of how we wind up on the new island, Paladin, proper. And as you can see, just getting flung around all over the place like a ragdoll. It's awesome. And I want to say, if you are one of the guys who happen to catch the special edition version of the game, I want to say this is about roughly the point where you'll be able to actually use some of those special edition, limited edition unlocks, like the barbecue flame mod and getting the permanent, I want to say it was an XP boost, as well as a discount, store discount, permanent store discount, mind you. And like I said, the barbecue flame mod is pretty gnarly, and it'll probably get us through a huge chunk of this game. I mean, of course, and we also get to make more of those. So, I mean, yeah, you can always upgrade
Wake up.
to
You
a better
all right?
one.
Oh, what happened?
Hello, nurse.
Ship must have capsized.
Get up. The ship's dead in the water. Can you walk?
Only one way to find out. Where am I?
Pal and I. But it's really not safe here on the beach. There's an infection. Some sort of plague.
Spread here as well? Jesus.
The whole island's gone to hell.
Jesus Christ.
We'll talk later. Right now you need to move. Head for the Paradise Survival Camp. Look for the big treehouse. You'll find other survivors there. Take this.
I love how the dude is pretty much not even making eye contact with her. He is totally looking down her tank top. I'm just pointing that out. This is just one of those things for me I have to point out. But yeah, here we go. Survivor packs unlocked at this point. And you notice all these extra items have been added into my inventory now. But we're going to go ahead and call it here. This is just the first keep in mind, it's just the first half of the first hour, so don't worry, I will be back with more content for this one. You'll be seeing the second video very shortly. It should be up about the same time as the first one, or not long after. And once again, comment, like, and subscribe. Keep it real with me like I keep it real with you, and stay tuned for the next round of content.